Morning, y'all. And go. Hey, for those on the East Coast, this thing's rough already. By the way, this is an unscheduled, very random kind of thing I would do when it's early in the morning and I've already been up for 3.5 hours. So, YTPC. Don't worry, I saw that. Whoever you were that was in here, I appreciated you being here, but you didn't say anything, so it's kind of hard for me to tell you howdy and hello. But we'll make it official. We'll get you some put you some howdy y'all right in there. There it is. There it is. The sun is not. Okay, the sun is technically up. But trust me on this, the sun is not up. And in case y'all been wondering, what in the hell did Voodoo do to get up at midnight? I had an air conditioning duct up in the ceiling come loose. And to get to it, you got to crawl up in the attic. Way cooler at midnight. I'm telling you right now, this is the third shirt that I'm wearing today. And it won't be the last because I'm already sweating through this one. I do need a shower. I'm glad none of y'all are here. Addicts don't get cool in Houston. Maybe on that day when, well, Boris was here for it, when it got down to freezing. Well, 16. I got enough fingers and toes to count that high. Come here, teddy bear. Teddy bear. Teddy bear. Teddy bear. Come here. Come here. Come here. You're going to be on YouTube for a second, buddy. Yeah. He's such a good God. It's too bad he is afraid of me. But other than that, he's good, buddy. Alright. You want in? You want in? I'll let you in. You don't know. There you go. Sorry about that, y'all. Well, you. All one of you. Howdy. You're allowed to chat. Don't worry, this is just a random chat. I promise. Just a random chat. I'm taking this opportunity to make sure to upload some certain photos. Nothing that you're... Well, you might see one later today. Might. You can't tell it from this tin because this tin says Shanae's cake. It's not Shanae's cake. It's just a repurposed tin. This is Voodoo Queen. And I'm going to tell you, when I get right down to it, it's somewhere between a Balkan and an English. Maybe we should call it an Alp. Aren't the Alps basically in between Balkan and England? Just wondering. No, I don't care. Sutliff. They make it. I like it. I smoke it. I smoke at least a pound of it a year. If you watch, I'll smoke probably most of that pound this month. It gets a little wonky one way or the other. One side gets a little more tobacco than the other. No big deal. But for those of y'all who are out there who don't believe that I get up early on a regular daily basis, just 5:30 my time, I'm up. And I don't get jet lag, so if I was in your neck of the woods, 5:30 a.m., all right, that's 0530, I'm up. Sometimes it works against me though, like when I'm out on the West Coast, it's like I lost 2 hours. And as far as my statement about not getting jet lag, everybody gets jet lag. No. That was one of the deciding factors in the Army deciding to take me from my unit, detach me, and pretty much almost permanently assign me onto a flight crew. Second cat. Come here, Trump. Oh, you haven't seen Trump, have you? Come here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Y'all remember when he was a long hair cat? And then we got him shaved. He got the lion cut. He actually seems to be much happier now. And I think he's watching himself on YouTube. He's goofy kid, I guess. And in case y'all wanted to know why he got called Trump, it's because when he first showed up, he had a comb over that looked exactly like Trump's hairpiece. And I wasn't about to call him wig or roadkill or anything else. And I thought he looked like Trump's hairpiece, so I started calling him Trump. Well, he was an outdoor cat. Somebody threw him out, never let him back in, and then moved away. Fucking assholes. Anyways, having 2 cats, we kept food and water out for our cats, and he was able to catch a meal, so he started hanging out here. Then I started having to pick up dead mice and rats and shit off the back step because he was killing them and dropping them off for us as a thank you for feeding and watering him. And of course, he used to prowl the whole neighborhood, and I mean the whole neighborhood. Now, it's not a big neighborhood, don't get me wrong, but he prowled the whole neighborhood. And one of the people in the neighborhood, in their infinite wisdom, they decided, oh, well, we'll call animal control. Well, animal control here in this little town, they put pictures of any animal that they take in on their own little website, And after not seeing him for a couple of days, we checked the website. And sure enough, there's these big blue eyes. But they're like stuffed into a shoebox. I mean, literally, they put him in a shoebox size holding thing. And then they couldn't get him out. Because, well, he's aggressive. Here it is almost a year and a half later. He's calmed down quite a bit. He now understands I'm not out there to hurt him. But he's still aggressive. Nope, still not blowing smoke rings. Oh well, no big deal. So if any of y'all ever look at my little picture right over there with where my name is, if y'all bring that up nice and close, you will see that that's me and a cat. And that was the day we brought him home from the pound. That was about half of a cat ago, because he has put on some poundage. He was fairly a good sized cat, bone structure wise, before we brought him home. He's gained some mass, not all of it muscle. He's a bit chubby now. But we did find that giving him the shave down has really curbed a lot of his aggressive tendencies. I believe that some of the undercoat was maybe matting, pulling the skin, and making him agitated. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's hard to question whether I'm right or not. If you actually seen the two sides of him with long hair and how aggressive he was, and him with really short hair and how much more docile he is. Hey, I was up to 2 viewers. I was shocked and amazed. I only got up early enough that God told me to go back to bed, and I told him, to hell with that, I got shit to do. Like I said, I was crawling up in the attic to fix a leaking air vent. How do I know things were leaking? Well, I've been an electrician for years. I've had to do several various different types of work. And one of those jobs has been HVAC. Controls and power and all of that. You have to have it for various different reasons. But like large hospitals, they've got actuated valves that do 2 or 3 things, because most of the hospitals in Houston, I'm not going to say all because I haven't been in all of them, Oh my God. You could literally go to a different building every day of the year and you could not go to all the hospitals in Houston. My pipe and I, howdy sir, great to have you in. I'm not sure if I've ever seen you here before, but you're always welcome here. Now, I do warn anybody who's here, if you're easily offended or under the age of 21, this channel is not specifically for you. That's the first part is because I know who I am. Ah, Aiden. Ah, yes, sir. Okay, howdy, sir. Great to see you again. Sorry, I thought I recognized the picture, but yeah, my pipe and I. Okay, Aiden. I'm gonna try and remember. I bet you I forget. Oh, okay. Well, yes, sir, Aiden. I will try to check out your video later today. I was up in the attic fixing a pipe. Fixing a vent. So as I was saying, I was fixing this vent. And how did I know which vent? Well, I've got this tool that it looks like a laser rangefinder with a pistol grip. Actually, what it is a laser thermometer. And I go around the house and I'm checking the vents on a regular basis. Because air conditioning your attic is expensive. So I checked. Maybe something has shifted or whatever. Could be some of the duct tape has decided to pull loose or whatever. But if you've got a vent that is blowing much hotter air than most of the other vents, then chances are that's the one that's leaking, one way or the other. So you start at the junction box and you work towards it. It's pretty simple. Easy task. But you go up there with a roll of duct tape and a little bit of time on your hands and a flashlight. Howdy. Good neighbors. You crawl around in the attic until you find where it's leaking, and you wrap that sucker up till it's not leaking anymore. At midnight, it was 125 degrees in my attic. It cooled all the way down to 98 degrees by the time I finished. The problem is not so much that I can do the job, it's that there's no real space for me to climb into the area to do the job. So it took a lot longer than I thought it was going to. What should have been just like a little 30-minute up there, in, out, down, done, turned into more like 2 hours because I had to disconnect other vents so that I could move that one, and then I had to disconnect another one because of the way the attic is and the vents. I didn't have enough room to crawl over to get to it. So there I am having to disconnect one, put it safely out of the way. Disconnect another one, put it safely out of the way. Crawl in there, do the job that I was originally in there to do. And then I can move backwards from that, get to the second one I disconnected, put that one back in, reconnect it, get it all nice and wrapped up. But then here's where people make the mistake. If you have moved those air conditioning ducts, check them. If it has snagged on something, if you tore the insulation, anything, you know what? You're already up there. Check it. Sure enough, I had a spot where it had snagged on a, I'm not even sure what it would be called. It's not a rafter, technically. It's just I think it's a joist. It snagged on a joist and tore a bit of the insulation. Well, because I would have had to have been right back up there to fix it inside of a month, might as well fix it now. So there I am checking the whole line. I fixed the tear. Then I can move back to vent number 1. I can finally reinstall that one, get it wrapped, check the whole thing, and then I'm back out of the attic. Yeah, so my little, what would have been 30 minutes to just go up and find the exact leak and tape it up, turned into 2.5 hours in the attic. So much a blessing. Hey, but in the meantime, I did cool it down from 128 degrees to 98 degrees. I know it was 98 degrees because after I got done, I started checking it with those that laser rangefinder looking thing. And I already had it up there because with the laser rangefinder, I could figure out where the cold air was basically starting to mass out, which gave me the right direction for, hey, this is where to go look. I'm not dumb. I'm not going to sit up there and try to do all those crazy things like hand check every inch. Okay, you hand check every inch on your way back out. But that's because you might have a small issue that's not a major issue that you can fix right then. You're already up there. Screw it. Just do it. Iden, there is no lie in that statement. Good neighbors are a blessing. I've had some horrible ones, and I've had some really good ones. Worst neighbors I ever had. The vegans that I got run off. Or maybe they were just vegetarians. You know what? It's still summertime, basically. Well, damn, Iden, that sucks. All right, so here we go. Yes, it actually was related to them being vegetarians. I'm going to tell the story. Might as well. Hey, we're here. This was a good, fun story anyways. Some of y'all have heard this before. If you have, go ahead and tune out for the next couple of minutes. I got to let a cat in anyways. All right, Toby. There you go. All three of you are back in. Howdy, y'all. Welcome to Texas. Let's remind ourselves that I've lived in Texas most of my life, except for when I was in the military and when I had a job that had me literally only home for 2 weeks of the year. In fact, I was home more often in the military than I was on that job. You figure it out. But when I'm home and I'm in Texas, I like to barbecue. And this other location where I used to live, I noticed there's a moving truck and there's some people moving in. Awesome. You know what? I was thinking about doing a brisket anyways, so I went and got all the stuff to get and do a brisket, knowing full well it's going to take a few days to do a good brisket. That'll get them time enough that they can maybe unpack a few things, but they're not really ready to be cooking for themselves and all of that stuff. I mean, they just barely moved in. This is going to be one of those times when they are still eating fast food and still trying to arrange their whole house and unpack stuff. So I did up a brisket. Now, when I do a brisket for someone, I do my best job. I babysit the crap out of my smoker, and I make sure that those temperatures are exactly what I want. The time frame is exactly what I'm wanting. Everything is going to go perfect. And then I take this big honking chunk of brisket and I put it ever so tenderly on a big platter and I take it over to them. Now, I've been working on this damn thing for the better part of 2 days. Brisket, the way I do it, is not something you just, hey, let's get it done. And when you're looking at an 18-pound brisket, you're going to keep it on the heat for 18 hours. Low and slow. Got to remember that. Low and slow. So there I go, taking a brisket over to these people, my new neighbors. I'm trying to be neighborly. Now I'm going to tell you right now, if you were to go down to one of the better locations right here in the Houston area that sells brisket by the pound, you'll be lucky if you can get brisket by the pound for less than $10 a pound. Now the brisket starts off as 18, 19 pounds. But a lot of that is fat and it's going to render out as it cooks. So it's probably 16 or maybe only 15 pounds of meat by the time I'm actually putting it on a plate and trying to deliver it. But as I said, a decent brisket, you're lucky if you can find it for less than $10 a pound, $9.99. Let's call it $10. So 15 pounds of is worth, I don't know, about 150 bucks minimum. I'm not going cheap on my neighbors, right? Y'all see this, right? I've put some time in to do this. Trying to be nice. They looked at me like as if I had just filleted and grilled their firstborn. Then they explained to me that they're vegetarians and they do not appreciate. I was like, damn, I am sorry. I did not know. I was trying to do something nice. Here, I'll take it home. I'll take it back away from you. You'll never see meat coming from my direction again. So the next day, I set up the grill. Not the smoker, the grill. And I grilled up some pineapple and some yellow squash and zucchini and some eggplant and some various things. I do real good on asparagus too. And I made this like grilled vegetable platter for them that probably ran me about $40 total to put it out there. I mean, nowhere near as nice as what that brisket would have been. And because it was grilled, and they didn't inspect to see that the grill was perfectly clean of meat, except for the fact that I don't leave my grates in any condition other than spotlessly clean, because I'm sorry, but I want to be able to go out there and cook. I don't want to have to go back out there and clean before I cook, so I clean it up after I'm done. And I clean the shit out of that stuff, because I don't want leftover bacteria getting me sick. Right, so I mean, I took over a vegetable and, well, I guess pineapple is fruit, but grilled pineapple is awesome. And, you know, I'm trying to make them feel welcome to the neighborhood. Hey, howdy, how y'all doing? No, they didn't want that either, because they didn't check all my stuff before I started to make sure that it was completely meat-free. Oh yeah, grilled pineapple is awesome. Now look, I'm a meat eater. I'm not going to lie about that. I like meat. It's good for me. But I like vegetables too. I mean, grilled asparagus? Ooh, damn, that's good. Corn? You can grill corn directly in the corn silk. All you got to do is soak it down ahead of time. It's really good if you soak it down with some salt and pepper in the water. And you just grill it, and it'll burn the outside layer of silk. But the corn will be just fine. Yeah. So there they were, offended as fuck that I was trying to be welcoming to them, I guess. I don't know. They liked being offended. So I was like, you know what? Fuck them. I went out and I got my grill as close to my property line and theirs as possible. Waited for the day where the wind was blowing the just right direction so that all the smoke was going towards them. Lit the grill, or lit the smoker, and put another brisket on. Inside of 2 hours, the police were there, reported fire in my backyard. So I told the police what had gone on previously. And I said, hey, you know what? This is going to be ready at this exact time of day. Y'all come on back through. I'll make sure y'all get a plate of it. You know who showed up within 30 minutes of the exact time that I quoted? That's right, that patrol car came back through. Right behind them was 2 more patrol cars. There's 5 police officers and 1 canine unit right there at my house. They get out, they come up. I'm handing out plates of brisket and all the fixings because I've already got the other grill ready, so I started making vegetables and stuff too. They said, you know what? This is awesome. We love this. I said, you know what? We're going to make it a monthly thing. So for the next 5 months, until those vegetarian, vegan, whatever they were, moved out, once a month, I'd set up the smoker and the grill, and I would do a brisket and barbecue and just do it up. On the 5th month, I had most of the police force and several from the fire department. It looked like a block party. You couldn't drive down the street because of how many emergency vehicles were all parked all over the street. The only thing they were doing was coming to get a free plate of food. And you know what? I appreciated them for working to protect me and my life. So I had no problem giving away. But yeah, the vegan, vegetarian people, they moved the fuck out because they realized this war, they can't win. So, yeah. I got no problem running a person off if I can figure out the right lever to push or the right pressure point to hit. I will smack the hell out of it until it's ridiculous done. And I have long said, if you hand a friend $20 and never see him again, it was worth it. So to go through well over $1,000 worth of materials to get some snooty ass neighbors to move the hell back out of my section of Texas, very worth it. Very worth it. Because nothing I did was illegal. And after the first 20 seconds, I had the cops on my side. Nothing wrong with running a smoker here in Texas. Well, see, Aiden, that's the case. I was just trying to be friendly. And when I got this attitude from them, I was like, you know what? Never mind. Screw being friendly with them. Now, my neighbor right across the street when I still lived there, he used to grill and barbecue as well, and we would trade barbecue. There were times where he would see smoke rising from my backyard, and he would go out there and set up his stuff so that he could compete with me. He would kick my ass at chicken regularly. It was not even a question. I couldn't compete with the man on chicken. And he had a way better setup for crawfish and crawfish boils, stuff like that. Oh man, he could throw down. But he would straight up tell you that my brisket was way better than his, and my ribs weren't bad. Now, my brother-in-law's ribs were way better. And that's just the meat. We're not talking about all the grilled vegetables you could probably eat. And let's be honest, good grilled vegetables, that's a fine art. You gotta be accurate. You gotta be pretty good. And grilled or smoked fish, very good as well. Oh, and by the way, when I grill vegetables for someone who is a vegetarian, I will bring special grates out to my grill that have done nothing but vegetables. They are treated differently. Now, it's not technically kosher, but it was as close as I'm willing to get. And let's remember, there's certain rules about something being kosher, including it's got to be blessed by a rabbi or something to that effect. I'm not going that far for my community. But I do have a friend that is Jewish, and he has a grill that is kosher. Lap 2.
Yep.
So, with him having a kosher grill, the whole his is legit kosher. He will bring his over, and we will. That way, we can do completely kosher on his stuff, making sure that everything is exactly right. And then I'll take care of like most of the rest of the flock, if you want to call it that. See, I'm completely willing to do almost anything in the world. I am not about to go out and spend $1,000 to get a single grill that I can only use 2 times a year. And then I have to be supervised the whole time that I'm using it to make sure that I'm not screwing something up. I'm a fan of cheeseburgers. You ever had bacon on a cheeseburger? Oh, now we're talking. Either one of those on a kosher grill and you're screwed. Which immediately makes it so it's not kosher. So then you gotta go out and buy another one. Because it's easier than doing everything that you gotta do to re-get something certified as a kosher grill. Now my friends who are Jewish, they use theirs all the time, but they do it in a manner that is approved and it's all kosher, and they understand every aspect about keeping it kosher. I'm just a damn stupid ass American. I'm not going to try and say that somebody else needs to have their religion thought of differently. you know what? If it works for you, I'm good with it. I'll do what I can to get along. Me, Martin, I've told everybody sooner or later I'm going to do one of those sunrise shows. Martin, in case you're looking, my pipe and I is actually Eden or Iden. Y'all remember Iden? I remember Iden. He put out a video, so we're going to have to go check that out later. Oh, and Martin, I was up in an attic fixing a leaking vent pipe. Not like somebody in Georgia would understand what it's like to crawl up in an attic and fix a vent. To be maybe because you've done it recently, you would understand that midnight's the time to attack that. So far I've seen the Flying Dutchman and bumper cars, and we got any more from the state fair there, Martin? Is there other stuff that I'm missing? Well, Martin, I'm not going to wait until it gets down to 57 degrees here in Houston. Leaking pipes need to be fixed when you find them. It would be December or January before it gets down to 57 here. Not a problem, Martin. I figured if you've got enough time to be watching YouTube, you got enough time to click that upload button after you've edited. So was it like the state fair or something? I missed that. Some of these I'm watching while I'm doing stuff. So I'm only paying partial attention. I never much cared for the Ferris wheel. Slow ass moving wheel that takes you way up in the sky. No big deal. You can get in an elevator and do pretty much the same thing. Ferris wheel. More like a Will Ferris wheel. At least that way it would be entertaining. Somebody cracking jokes right there in your ear the whole time you're going around the whole Ferris wheel. There you go. We call it the Will Ferris wheel. And then we got something. Though technically, I guess the Flying Dutchman is basically a Ferris wheel. It just does it a whole lot faster and a little bit in a different motion. Martin, did you get into the kettle corn while you were there? You know you did. Come on, fat boy, don't lie to me. You know you like that fried food stuff. Hey, don't worry, I'm a fat boy too. I like that fried food stuff. One of the best things that you can find at the Texas State Fair is everything is fried. Fried pickles. That's like, blah, no big deal. Wait until you get into deep fried stuff that just doesn't sound even possible. Deep fried ice cream. Deep fried beer. What? How in the hell can you deep fry a beer? Morning. By the way, I'm only going to be hanging out here until the bus comes by. The sun is finally coming up right back over there. It's starting to get a little bright on me. See, yeah, you can just see the angle off of my glasses. It's kind of bright back over there. Yeah. Anyways, when this bus comes by, all these kids that sit across the street, I told them they can use my driveway, no big deal, but they don't. They sit across the street. The bus will stop right here in front of my house. Then they'll cross the street in front of the bus. Whatever. Needless to say, it would be really difficult for somebody to stop right there and to do something bad to any of these kids that are waiting right there. And I'm pretty much almost always out here at this point in time. So I'm kind of like the self-appointed guard dog, so to speak. I'm like that big ugly dog that nobody damn well wants till the bad guys show up, and then I chew the hell out of them. Yeah. You know. But, you know, also the kids can't pick on each other while I'm over here. They're not going to bully each other while I'm sitting right here. Scott, good morning, sir. Great to have all of you here. Let's see. It's been Aiden who has changed the channel name to My Pipe and I. You've seen Aiden P a few times, but yes, his channel name is changed to My Pipe and I. Martin's here, and now Scott. I think I've had 3 or 4 other people show up, come in, drop out, whatever. I'm not counting. I just figured I'd be up early this morning. Might as well get a pipe in and spend a little time with y'all good folks. As long as it's not you in shorts and a tutu, Martin, I'm pretty sure I'll watch it. As soon as I see that damn tutu, I just have to close my eyes. Look away! Look away! Scott? This is about the only time of day where I can actually sit out here and not sweat literally right through everything I've got on. By 3 o'clock this afternoon, oh yeah, it's going to be brutal. But I'll be here. That's right, 3 o'clock my time. In case y'all are watching, you know I'm going to be back. Good art. Martin in a tutu. Good art. Oh, wow, that was a little rough. Sorry, Mark. You do your best to pick on me, and I actually succeed in picking on you. Just saying. I guess I cannot get a Led Zeppelin song today because I am looking to the east, not the west. Scott, I unfortunately am in Houston. We get about 20 seconds of fall in between summer and 3 days of winter. Unfortunately, we don't get 3 consecutive days of winter. Yeah. There is no fall here in Houston, other than the leaves fall off the trees. But it's weird. You never know when it's going to happen. Just one day you go in and everything's green, and you come back out and everything's brown. There's no color change here. It just says brown. And then the 2 or 3 days after that, just every leaf on the planet seems to hit the ground, and you end up raking for 3 days straight just to try and keep up. Oh, yeah. Winter in Florida. Huh. They have one fewer day of winter than Houston does. What am I supposed to tell you? Most of Florida is actually south of Houston. I remember one time when it was like 45 degrees here, and I was in Florida. So Houston was 45 degrees, and I was swimming in the Atlantic in Florida in December. Howdy, Eddie. Great to see that. All right, nice. 70 degrees. I'm not sure what the temperature is. I know that it's a whole lot cooler than it was in the attic this morning. I got out of the attic, shucked my jeans and my work boots and the shirt that I was wearing, put on some shorts and a t-shirt, a different hat, came out here, and it felt so much better. Scott, I'm telling you, it snows in Houston, and you can guarantee that they will shut the place down. We don't have any equipment to deal with any of the snow. Snow and ice? No, it's not happening. And there's way too many bridges here in Houston to even mess with. So the police just say, shut it down. Or the city managers say, shut it down, and then the police will enforce that. It's not worth going out and getting a ticket because you know how to drive in it. And yeah, I actually do know how to drive in it. Heck, I was in Buffalo, New York in the winter time. I learned how to drive in it. If you can't drive in snow and ice, don't even think about going to Buffalo, New York. Hell, even in the summertime, it could possibly snow. It gets crazy kind of cold up there. You can ask Phil if you ever see him. Scott, I understand that completely. One little patch of ice anywhere, and it can all turn into a snarled mess, especially if people don't know what they're doing with it. Actually, Scott, first rule is don't use the brakes. People get down here, they start seeing snow and ice, and they hit the brakes and slide all over the place. Hey, look, there's the bus I was telling you about. Watch all the kids run across the street. Yay! And yeah, they're kids. I mean, one of the kids is wearing a Pokemon shirt. But driving on snow and ice is very similar to hydroplaning. Steer it. You do more with steerage than you do with anything else on snow and ice. Well, same thing with hydroplaning. The other thing is, you take your foot off of the gas pedal, one of the reasons why I don't want a Tesla ever, because if you're hydroplaning or on snow and ice in a Tesla, if you take your foot off the gas pedal, the programming says that it will automatically apply the brakes. Because the electric engine is going to do that anyways. Well, that's not good in either one of those situations. You don't want to apply the brakes. If you're hydroplaning and you apply the brakes, as soon as you finally come back down and you touch concrete, you will end up going into that ditch. Because the side with the least amount of water is the side that's going to grab first. And it's going to make you veer off suddenly. Yeah. First time that happens to you, you will understand. Well, the same thing happens with snow and ice. If you find any amount of purchase on any one of those wheels, but your wheels are not still at least free rolling, you're done. But you don't want them to sit there and just start spinning either. You want to basically keep all your tires at about the same rough speed. And you want to be able to, if it does find a spot of purchase, just be able to get across it without suddenly taking your whole vehicle for a joyride. Yeah, these are the things I learned by living way up north. on a certain job that had me way north in the winter and way south in the summer. I have no idea why they did that. Scott, that's the straight truth. If you're going to go into the ditch, it's your turn. There's no way you're stopping it. By the time you realize what's going on, it's too late. You're already there. Supercomputers could not do it any faster than a human. You're going into the ditch. Goodbye. That's what happens. But knowing to not do the things that will definitely throw you into the ditch, very important. Very important. Teaching people about hydroplaning, if they are new to the Houston area. Very few people have experienced that level of sudden downpour that completely covers every surface with a goodly sheet of random water. Oh yeah, Scott. Believe me, black ice is a mother. But a lot of people, either they get on it and they hit the brakes, or they get that little bit of wiggle and they oversteer. And almost all of them are going way too fast for the conditions when they're doing it. Eddie, I agree with you there. I would prefer to have a Ford Fiesta and a lot of nice pipes and tobacco than I would to have a really nice car and only afford bologna sandwiches. Definitely the truth there, Scott. My biggest statement to people first time that they get on to the black ice is take your foot off the gas and aim at the road. If you start sliding a little bit, keep your steering wheel, if you got to turn it just a little bit to keep it aimed down the road. Just turn it a little bit. Don't turn it crazy. Don't get crazy with it. Just adjust a little bit. You'll be fine. But don't hit the brakes. Not that everybody listens to me, but I've put a couple of million miles on vehicles. I've been to some of the best driving schools on the planet. And by driving schools, I'm not talking about Mario Andretti teaching me how to drive a race car. I'm talking about real world driving situations. There's actually schools for that stuff. I've been to most of them. I score very high. Am I going to say I'm the best driver on the planet? No, I'm too angry. I drive angry. I already know I do. I did a live not too damn long ago where I was driving. Hell, you're lucky if I don't drop an F-bomb every 10 seconds while I'm driving. But it is what it is. Well, check it out. I said I was only going to hang out until the bus left. The bus left about 15 minutes ago now. Okay, so not trying to get rid of y'all, but I've got other things I got to be doing. If I want to be able to be doing this at 3 o'clock this afternoon, I got to get stuff done. Such is life. Okay. First of all, take care of yourselves and each other. Y'all do the best you can on that. And 2, long lives, big bowls, and long ashes. Y'all take care, and I will see you soon. By the way, there's second bus, second kids getting on the second bus, different schools. I will talk to y'all soon. It has been a pleasure being here with you this morning. Y'all take care, and if it's daylight, stay out of the attic. Best advice I can give you for the day. Alright, y'all take care, and I will see you, 3 o'clock Houston time. That's 3 p.m. Houston time. And if I look at the time right now, it is 8 o'clock roughly now here. So 4 plus, so see you in about 7 hours. Talk to y'all on the flip side. Bye for now.